Has anybody else, I guess I could toss that out there. We've got a lot of really smart and gifted people on the call, whether they want to admit it or not. Has anybody felt recently that there is possibly a connection between the management of weather and the management of people's mental activity, or just kind of like low level chatter or inability to be present or serene inside? Floor is clear. Go ahead and answer or take it away.
Okay, this is Heather, and yes, big time. I feel that so much. And I hear a lot of people I'm close to saying, man, my mind is just distracted, foggy. And I was actually had it written down that I wanted to ask about this. The brain fog is so real. I don't know if brain fog is the word, but it's just not, I can't operate clearly. I'm forgetting things regularly. And I almost wonder, going back to what Marcia was saying about the soul needing an oppressor, and that this all being, eventually for the greater good. I started to think, well, what was I doing with this really fantastic brain anyway? And is it maybe time to say, okay, well, all right, it's not working. And that's really unfortunate for the life I was living. But what, maybe it's time for me to give my soul some time, and focus more on that, since the brain no working anyway.
I think that's the ultimate plan, to be honest.
I'm over here laughing and laughing. Oh God.
I have to say to Anasara, I'm like, did I just do that? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, because I don't remember. I don't remember. I do know for myself that when I had that, got hit by that truck in 2018, and my brain just stopped being able to work in the way that I was accustomed to, I felt very victimized at first. And then Spirit was like, you didn't need that shit anyway. Like, I actually knocked it out of you because it wasn't helping you. And it has forced me to have to rely on my felt sense, because if I try to piece too many thoughts together, I simply don't have the ability to do it anymore. But I have felt from my higher self and my soul, like this was put into place so that I would stop operating from that place, even just a little bit, and I wonder now if that's kind of happening collectively. But regarding the weather specifically, I do know, here in the Portland area, we had that crazy snowstorm. I don't know how many days ago that was, but that night was the most restless, archonic sleep. And it wasn't until I think the kids noticed that there was enough snow that there wasn't going to be school that I felt the weave shift into something like joyful and beautiful, rather than something that just felt like total trash. But walking through the forests where I normally walk, there's so many downed trees and downed limbs, and that doesn't feel organic to me either, personally.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is clear. You got your hand up. Take it away.
Yeah, this is Lenny. And I was just going to reiterate that I feel like there has been this breakdown of our reality. It's been a breakdown of the Maya, as we were talking about. And so because there's this almost, it's when you watch the Matrix and you watch someone fall through it, like you watch all the Mr. Smiths fall through the screen, and it kind of crashes the system. And it feels like that's part of the mind, like just wipe, because the reality itself that we knew is disappearing, and the realness of who we are is coming into play, which is also why, like Marcia, I'm feeling I have to rely on my felt sense, which is what we were talking about right when we first got on this call too, because it's honing in that decision-making process from spirit base versus what our eyeballs are seeing.